Welcome back to Own the World Plays Out of the Park Baseball 21. It is time for the 1878 off-season. So, we're coming off of a pretty good year. We just won the World Series. We've been on a good run, but it may be time to do some wheeling and dealing. So we'll see if we can find anybody worthwhile out there. We are going to make a little bit of a change in our cost of tickets. We will raise our scouting budget up. We're just going to keep raising that up. We have all of our personnel. And it is about time to start moving forward here. So we'll be starting off with our gold gloves. We got guys who are always in contention here. And over here, anybody pull it out? Anson wins. Pike. So Anson, that's his sixth of those. He seems to be pretty good at doing things. He somehow game started. He finished in second with the 96-game season. And Lit Pike, he also won the Gold Glove, giving him 6 of those as well. So coming up next, we will have Reliever of the Year. Probably not anything exciting here. It goes to Russ McKelvey of the Centennials. So, not really anybody knows about. Okay, Platinum Stick. This is one we usually pick up a good amount of. So Ronnie Walters got it at pitcher for us. Somebody's moved to Buffalo. Anson finally got it back. He's been swapping that with somebody. Anybody else? We only got one. Look at King Kelly at 330 average. Wow. So Rookie of the Year goes to Monty Ward, 18 and 13. Yeah, that would be who you would expect, although King Kelly probably would be another good contender, especially because he can play catcher if you need him to. Keep a little wear and tear off of him. Best manager is going to go to Jimmy Wood because, that's how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 World Series titles in 8 years, and finished second the other year. Actually had the worst year overall, going 66 and 30 for a 688 winning percentage. So, things happen. Cy Young, this is always an interesting one because it could go to anybody. I mean, Al Pratt's picked up the last couple, but Jim Britt in the American League, he tends to be a pretty consistent pick there, and they're going to go with the only Nolan, huh? Al Pratt all the way down there in what, 5th? And Campbell and Walters 6, 7. Yeah, they did not get a lot of votes. I mean, we probably need to get a little better there. We'll probably have to discuss the Walters situation. MVP, Ross Barnes in the American League. It may as well just be named after him at this point. In the National League, it does go to Cap Anson. That was close, though. Jimmy Wood right behind. Hyam and Radcliffe finish 4-5. And Pike and Pratt down there getting some votes as well. So, we are through the award season. We can come check and see who's on the trading block. Let's put everybody up here. So Candy Cummings, huh? I mean, I don't think he would add anything to us. Andy Leonard. Like, we already have an old second baseman. I mean, the bigger issue is this, is Walters is 36. Our pitching staff is getting a little gray in the beard. So that might be something we're going to have to take a look at, and even our batters. This is going to start to be a problem. Henry Austin, I mean, that's not a major thing. He's 34. He's a body. But Fissler being 34, that's starting to be concerning. He hasn't dropped off the cliff yet. How many more years can we get? I mean, Lit Pike is 33. Bechtel. So, I mean, I guess this is where we're going to see what we can do. Let's shop him. What would somebody give me for that? And if I pay for him, what can I get? Is there anything worthwhile? Oh, it looks like there's actually a lot that could come in this deal. I'm seeing a lot of names flying up there, so I'm kind of fascinated, actually. So Al Spalding, huh? There's some value there. He's only 28. I mean, doesn't get as much younger. The question is, what can you package together? Dory Dean is 26. Move that onto our roster. That might go a long way. Dick McBride. He's been dominant, but I think those days are over. I think he's probably worn out. Tommy Bond, huh? I mean, he's been good. He's been real good. See, that's one of the more fascinating things up there. Mike Golden. I mean, Dan Collins is available, but I don't need a relief pitcher. Those are kind of useless. I mean, and that's why they'll put them up. Lon Knight, Joe Borden. I mean, it might be worth talking about Tommy Bond because he's just 22. The Reds, huh? So let's have that talk of what this could look like and see if we can put some other pieces in this one. Yeah, Levi Merrill. He's the other one who could be of some value. He can't really field. Scott Hastings. He can't field. So let's just say I threw him in. Would you even try to do that? Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. It was worth a shot. Jumbo Latham. First and third. Not really bringing much to the table. Yeah. So is the Denny Mack question. Is he worthwhile? Davey Force. Now that could be interesting. I mean, it gets us a little bit younger in the middle. He's an elite defender. Actually, he led the league in WAR, too. Huh. If I throw that in, but what do you want? You want Anson for that. But if I were to put Fissler up, How would you feel about it? And I pay for Fissler. And we have cash, so let me spend it. I thought I had cash. Okay. So, I don't think there's anything that's really gonna, yeah. So if I have thrown Fissler in, is there anything else? Yeah, you want everything. We're not going to be able to make it work. So let's move forward to the winter meetings. It was worth seeing what we could put together. What kind of things are available? But I do think it is worthwhile to start chopping some people. So Bechtel had a bad year. I mean, he really kind of has fallen off. If we go back, I mean, he was a 65, he was a 70. Like, I think that's the most concerning. So, I mean, let's go ahead. We'll put him up. I mean, there's other options. I mean, we'll pay for it. Let's see what we can pull out of a hat here. I mean, I don't know if there's any great pieces to be had, but maybe we can turn up something. Seeing a lot of interesting names there. Clipper Flynn is available, huh? I mean, that fulfills some things. Andy Leonard's old. Don't need him. I mean, we can still go the Al Spalding route. I'm not opposed to that because that gets us a little bit younger. It's about an 8-year spin with Riney Walters if I make that move. And it's Syracuse. Okay. Mullen, I don't need some of those guys. Troy offers Dick McBride. I mean, it's a body. I don't know if it's the right one. Let's see. Any other young players? Jumbo Latham doesn't really help. George Bradley, a 26-year-old starting pitcher. I mean, that's an interesting one. It's trying to look at the different options that are available here as we go one-on-one with a trade. So I think we want to explore I want to explore Al Spalding. Because I feel like there's still some value to be had in him. No, I did it the wrong way. Because corner outfielders are easy to find. So Syracuse would offer that. So is there anything else that they would give up in this? Now, see if I can. Well, John Bass can't field. That's the problem. He's got power, but I don't need that. At this point, what we really need is just another body. Jim McCormick. Would you throw that in? Now, that is an interesting thing. He's not going to be available just yet. You keep liking Oscar Bird. Um, Oscar Walker, is there something there? You know, that's not a bad player to pick up. He played enough? Yeah, he has. So let's see if we can get Oscar Walker in this trade as well. What do you want to get, Oscar? I mean, you want something good. If I'm going to trade Spalding, I can maybe stick Wolters in here and call it a cash dump. Because we'll pay for him. That's not a big deal. You still want that. So let me remove that. Remove that. Because, I mean, we should be trying to see what we can pick up just as extra. Yeah, I mean, we traded him away because he wasn't worth anything. Trying to think. I mean, you're not going to give up Jim Hall. I mean, he's not really worth much, but can we grab that? Yeah. Bill Craver, a backup catcher. He can't really do much for us, can he? Is he popular? Is that something that's going to make you happy if I grab him? Like, what do you want to make that happen? Is there any flotsam and jetsam? I mean, so let me say I take that off. So Jim Hall, just kind of a body, we'll take it. We pull a starting pitcher, which I think is important. Pidgey Morgan. So, yeah, I mean, do we have to pay you? I know it doesn't make sense, but we're not making this move in a vacuum. So hopefully that is something that everybody likes. And that should improve. I mean, giving up Bechtel does hurt, but I do like Spalding. It should instantly change our pitching since I'm able to add both of these guys. And I mean, I get to add Sullivan too, but that's not really a big deal. So now we've got 27 on the roster. And with Spalding, set game strategy. He is allowed to be used as a two-way player because he can rake. Yeah, because he's actually a pretty good hitter. So if we need him to, he could get used. So that's important. So the next part of this, yeah, with Jimmy Wood's decisions, yeah, Spalding's going to get the spot. That went to Hugh Campbell. Hugh Campbell has not been great, but Walter's at 36. So we're going to see if there's any value out here. I mean, he's still good, but I definitely think it's worth seeing what we can get for him. Especially see if we can get another corner outfielder. Because that's what the real value would be. If we can do this weird side-to-side thing, yeah. Andy Leonard. I mean, he can still play second. But I already have an old second baseman, as we said before. Jim Foran. He can still kind of field, and he can still kind of hit. So we'll keep that in mind. see if we can pull that in. Outside of that, nobody's just like shopping all-stars around, so I think that's what's hard. Because we are looking, on the edge of what's actually valuable. I mean, Hatfield, I can get Hatfield back, but I don't think that helps me in any manner. Doug Allison can play first. Actually, let me come back here. I want to check something out, because Devlin can play other positions. Well, no, he really can't. He's a first baseman. Dale Williams, Marshall King. He can do some things, but he can't hit the ball. John Farrow, a young catcher, and the bat's not going to play. Goldsmith, Jim Snyder. Again, the bat's not playing anymore. Fred Andrews, the bat's not playing. Mike Brannick, bat's not playing. So, come back up here. Who did we like? I think we like Jim Foran. I mean, it gives us another outfielder. It fills some needs for us. He is a well-known player. He can play a corner outfield spot. That does get us in a little bit of trouble because, well, I guess it's going to put Pike in right. But we have a lot of backup outfielders, so I guess I can't get too mad. I mean, I wish I could grab Buttercup because he's the next player on the rise over here. Andy Leonard, yeah, you're not going to let me have that. Paul Hines, you're not going to let me have that because that's just too good to pass up. I mean, what do you want for that? You probably want Anson. Oh, you wouldn't even take Anson for that. Wow. That is actually pretty interesting. But would you chuck Andy Leonard into this? You would. I'd rather keep him. I'd rather have bodies like that hanging around. Hugh O'Neill, will you throw that in? I mean, it's all we're after at this point. Good players. We want choices. That wasn't going to happen. Charlie Hutz is not loyal to the team. Got it. Billy Gear. I don't need another center fielder, but anything to weaken teams. Okay. I do like that trade. I'm getting two good players that I think can help this team going for this season. Yeah, I know trading Walters was going to hurt, but that should also make my owner happy because we picked up some players that he likes. No, I don't need ratings. I just want... Guys, why are we dragging? Yeah, I mean, the fans are all kind of confused as to what we just did, but I like it. Well, it's a toughie, to be honest with you. Yeah, Jim Foran, upgrade it right. Unfortunately, that's going to be some editing, Williams. Lip Pike's going to have to go play right, and he probably is not a right fielder anymore. But we'll see how this goes. We're going to let our defense take a little bit of a hit here. So hopefully they decide to go right-left and put Pike out and right, Foreign and left. So that improved us slightly. Bellin continues to be a reasonable center fielder, although that's going downhill. We're going to have to keep an eye on him as well. Those were the big deals we were after this year in this offseason. Hopefully we were able to grab some decent players, and that's enough to get us through. So it is the first-year player draft. And this is a big one. So there's 57 players, so we'll get what? We'll get 4 picks, but this is a pretty loaded draft. So we want all players. So it'll be interesting to see. We're not picking till 12. Is that right? Or 13? So Philadelphia takes Dan Brothers first. That's who you got to take. One of the best hitters of all time. George Piano Legs Gore goes number 2 to the Brown Stockings. Providence grabs Lee Richmond. Again, a great pick. Emil Gross to Boston. Cleveland takes Hardy Old True Blue Richardson. Oh, they even got a mascot. Buffalo takes Pebbly Jack Glasscock. Jack Rowe to Troy. John O'Rourke to Keokuk. Number 10, Curry Foley. Okay, there's going to be some players we're going to want. Pete Monkey Hotoling goes 11. I really want Jack Farrell. That's the one that I would like if we can hold. Harry McCormick, awesome. I do think Jack Farrell is a good pick here. He's probably the best available. I mean, there's an older there. We could look at the Blondie Purcell route. Personality, what personality? I mean, Farrell's kind of, he's average. He's a little bit below average defensively. No, that's hard. He's just that much younger. Oh, New York has a pick. They take Doc Kennedy. But we both agree we should be taking Jack Farrell. So, I still view contact as being pretty important. Al Hall, I think that is the best pick for us. My scouting director, what does he believe? We agree again. So, it's got to be Gid Gardner. What do you think? You want John Ting. He's a good bullpen guy, but bullpens aren't important. I think Gid Gardner is the way to go because we can play him both ways. I'm going to grab Gid Gardner. I'll meet this demand. He wants $40. And this will be our last pick. So, who does my scouting director think? You think Osterhout. He can play catcher and center, and he's got good range, but long term, that's a defensive replacement. Len Stockwell. He's younger, highly rated. I'm going to take him. I'd rather go younger if that's where we have to make a decision. So let's play until the Rule 5 draft now. It's actually one of our longer off seasons we've had in a while. Yeah, everybody should have liked what we asked for because we met everybody's demands. The one thing we do want to look at is my friend Ged in his ratings. Can he do anything else? He is a right. He has some bat skills, actions. His game strategy. He is allowed to play both ways. I think he has to be played in right field. But we have the Rule 5 draft. Is there anybody in the Rule 5 draft pool? Two choices, neither of which looks like they have anything to offer. But we should just double check in case either of them have some pitching skills. Since they are batters, pitching ratings, we don't care about potential, neither of them do. So it is time for the Rule 5 draft. We don't need either of those guys. Let's start the draft. Auto-drafted, we are going to be skipping our pick because we do not want either of those guys. Okay. And skip it again. Yeah, complete the draft. There's nobody who anybody wants in this draft. So, preseason. So I think the big challenge is to see if we, potentially improved ourselves. But the league is going to catch up here because there was a lot of good players available in that draft. Yeah, Pharrell probably should be AAA. As should Hall. We're got a couple of guys down here at the bottom who need to work on some things. If I move you up to AA, do you feel better? Okay. Yep. Read all. Everybody should have signed by now. Just double check. Awesome. And preseason begins. Oh boy, received a personal message. Financial update. Oh, cool. You think we're in even better shape. So what happened? Did the tickets sell? We raised the price 2 cents. But you're projecting season tickets to be better, and you're projecting overall game attendance, so 14.4% increase. Awesome. Until spring training begins. So Frank Pierce. Velocity improves to 97 to 99. Al Hall, AAA. He drops. That was just probably a scouting error. So spring training begins. So let's see how our preseason predictions are looking as we go into the spring. Is there anything that we should be taking more of a look at? So we're predicted 64 and 32. It's kind of about what we expected. Yeah, top players: Anson, Pike, Hyam, us. Philadelphia's now got King Kelly and Ordor Schaefer. Like, they're starting to get a better lineup together. Pitching, they still like Al Pratt. They don't know what they're doing, though. We can go ahead and add some people. We may as well move our friends to the spring training roster. He would like to play spring training baseball. Al Hall would like to play spring training baseball. Cool. So, opening day. Oh, that's hopefully just player development. Frank J. Pierce. Now he's throwing 100 miles an hour. Whoo! Somebody's starting to look good. Fastball cutter, yeah. I mean, he's still just 18. We're not in a rush to get him to the majors. We don't need him to be there just yet. Feel like the game is dragging a little slow, so we'll probably have to exit out after this episode and get some reset going here. But very good spring training, 22-4. So that's what we do want to see, is some things like that happening. Okay. Yep, we should win it all. That's usually our expectation. Top 100 prospects. Nobody on our roster, because we don't really have prospects anymore. We do have to get down from 31 to 25. So Hall comes down. Probably easier to do it this way. Let's search by age. Let's go find our youngsters. Yep, it's these guys. Pierce. Farrell. Who's my other guy? It's you something who's hanging around. Yeah. Unknown Sullivan. He can go back to AA. So by position, now I've got 2 extra people. It looks like probably Whitey Ritterson's the one who needs to come down, because he really is not adding much. He got to bat 7 times last year. He gets the backup catcher role, so he's where he belongs. And you take 1 more person out of this. I mean, we only got 6 there, so we have the greatest collection of second basemen of all time. It's probably this guy. John Daly, he had 22 at-bats last year. He can head down. Actually, that Metcalf guy. Looks even worse. I don't remember where he came from. $18.74. Somehow he's just kind of gotten to be up because, well, somebody had to be. So, I mean, yeah, he belongs more down here in single A baseball. So those preseason predictions should have hopefully shifted. Ooh, not as confident about us. Only 61 wins. I'm thinking we're coming down even more in average. And Pratt, the only one of the pitchers up there. Let's see. They still got Hyam, Pike, and Anson as some of the top 10 hitters. So that is a very interesting place. This is where we will be ending this episode, and we'll be starting the 1979 season when we come back. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.